So this is Math 6 120, third 7th trimestral. So our lessons for today is all about mathematical language. So we have here the different types of mathematical language. So the first one, we have here the equivalent statements. Sabi dito, two statements are equivalent if they always have the same logical value. A logical value is either true or false. That is, if they are both true or are both false. Okay? So the statements x is equal to 3 and x plus 3 is equal to 5 are equivalent statements because if one of them is true, then so is the other. And if one of them is false, then so is the other. So if we're going to look on our slides, okay, presentation, we have here the two statement. This is your first statement and this is your second statement. Okay? So we're going to prove that these two statements are equivalent. Okay? So our first statement is x is equal to 3. And if we're going to substitute here in our second statement, x plus 2, wherein the value of your x is equal to 3, 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. So therefore, these two statements are equivalent. Okay? So at the same time, these two statements are true. Okay? So the statements x is equal to 3 and x squared minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0 are not equivalent. Okay? Since x is equal to 1, makes the second statement true, but the first one is false. Okay? So we have your two statement. The first statement, x is equal to 3, is false. Okay? But our second statement, x squared minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0, is true when x is equal to 1. Okay? So if we're going to substitute it here, 1 squared is 1, minus 4 multiplied by 1 is 4. So 1 minus 4 is negative 3, plus 3 is equal to 0. So therefore, 0 is equal to 0. So your statement 2 is true, but your statement 1 is not true. Because if we're going to substitute your x equal to 3 in our statement 2, they are not equal to 0. So yun po yung ibig sabihin ng equivalent statement. Both statement A and B are true or both statement A and B are false. Okay, so ganun lang po, no? Yan po yung ibig sabihin ng mathematical language for equivalent statement. Okay? Next, we have your D and an OR statement. The compound statement A and B are true is equivalent to both of A and B are true. If A or B, if statement A or if statement B or F both are false, then the statement A and B are true is false. The statement x squared is equal to 4 and x greater than 0 is true when x is equal to 2 and is false for every other value of x. Okay? So sabi dito, dapat yung dalawang statement natin, pag gagamitin natin yung and statement, are both true. Okay? So dito, if we're going to check on our statement A, x is equal to 4, and x is greater than 0 is true when x is equal to 2. Okay? So pag check po natin siya dito, so substitute, 2 squared is equal to 4, which is true. And also, in your statement 2, x is greater than 0 because when x is equal to 2, which means your 2 is greater than 0, which is also true. Okay? So yun po yung end statement natin. Both A and B are true. Di tulad sa equivalent statement natin, A and B are true or A and B are false. Sa end statement natin, dapat yung A and B are true. Walang false sa kanila. Next, we have your D, the OR statement. Okay? It says that if the compound statement A or B is true, is equivalent at least one of A or B is true. Okay? If both A and B are false, then the statement A or B is true, is false. The statement x squared is equal to 4 and x greater than 0 is true if x is equal to negative 2 or x is any positive number. The statement is false when x is equal to negative 3 and for lots of other values of x. Okay? So dito, okay, in our or statement, at least isa sa kanila ay true. Either statement A is true or statement B is false. The other is true, the other is false. So yun po yung ibig sabihin po ng or statement natin. So if we're going to look on our example here, statement 1, x squared is equal to 4. Okay? Statement 2, x is greater than 0 is true if x is equal to negative 2. Okay? If we're going to substitute here, negative 2 squared is 4. Is true siya, no? Pero dito, if x is negative 2, your x in our condition is not greater than 0. Wherein negative 2 is less than 0. Ibig sabihin, false yung statement B natin. So, yun po yung pagkakaiba ng tatlong statement natin. So, equivalent, A or B, both true or both false. Okay? Pag any statement, A and B are true. Pag or statement, at least one of them, either statement A or B is true and the other is false. So, kung meron kayong scratch dyan, we have your D exercise number 1. Okay? Which values of x make its statement to be true? Okay? So, letter A, x is less than 5. Letter B, x plus 2 is equal to 6. Letter C, x squared minus 10x plus 24 is equal to 0. Letter D, A, so meron tayong N statement dito. Statement A and statement B. Letter E, statement A or statement C. Okay? So, for 5 minutes siguro, no? Okay? Solve what should be the value of x to make this condition statement to be true. Okay, so we're going to check your answers. Okay, so we have your x is less than 5. Okay, to make the statement to be true, so we're looking for the numbers which are less than 5, no? So x should be equal to either 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these are the numbers, positive numbers less than 5. Pag nilagay mo pa dito 5, hindi na siya less than 5, equal to 5 na siya. Pag nilagay mo dito 6, 6 is greater than 5. Okay? So yun po yung sagot po natin sa statement A. Next, for statement B, x plus 2 is equal to 6. So anong dapat value ng x natin? It should be 4. 4 plus 2 is equal to 6 to make the statement to be true. Next, we have letter C, statement C, x squared minus 10x plus 24 is equal to 0. Okay? So, the value of x should be equal to 4, no? So, 4 squared is 16. Minus 10 times 4 plus 24 is equal to 0. So, 16 minus 10 times 4 is negative 40. So, 16 minus 40, we have negative 24. Negative 24 plus 24 is equal to 0. So, therefore, 0 is equal to 0. Next, for letter D, no? Statement A and statement B. So, dapat itong dalawa ay true. For statement A, if A is equal, x is equal to 4, tama siya, di ba? Dahil yung 4 is less than 5. True pa rin. Tapos yung statement B natin is equal to 4. Yung X natin is equal to 4 in our statement B. Ibig sabihin, they are both true. Kaya yung ano natin dito, we have your D and statement. Okay? Next, we have E, no? A or C. Okay? So we have, for statement A, X is less than 5. For statement C, so we have X is equal to 4, no? Yung ano natin dito, statement C natin, X is equal to 4 is true, no? Dahil nag-arrive siya ng 0 is equal to 0. Okay? Pero doon sa statement din natin, X is less than 5. For X is less than 5, pwede kang mamili dito, no? So, alin sa kanila, pwede siya. So, pwedeng 1, 2, 3, 4, no? Okay? So, this one is false. So, meron tayong or statement dito. At least one is true. Okay? Okay. Next, we have your D, negation of a statement. For sample statements, we can construct the negation just by adding the word not. Okay? So, statement, X is equal to 3. Okay? X is equal to 3. Okay? So, if we're going to negate that one, ang gagawin lang po natin is maglalagay lang po tayo na the word not. Okay? So, X is not equal to 3. Okay? So, next, X is less than 5. Okay? So, this is our symbol. X is less than 5. Okay? So, if we're going to negate that one, lalagyan lang po natin ng word na not. Okay? X is not less than 5. So, ang symbol po natin, X is not less than 5. Okay? X is greater than or equal to 5. Pwede mo rin gamitin ito. Pero kung sakaling ayaw mo, medyo magulo siya, at least lagyan mo lang siya na ng word na not. So, ganun po yung pag-ano po natin, no? If we're going to negate the statement, what you're going to do, we are going to add the word not. So, next we have the negation of statement. For some simple statements, you can construct the negation just by adding the word not, okay? So, this is your statement, X is equal to 3, and this is your symbol, X is equal to 3. If you're going to negate that one, magdadaglang po tayo ng the word not. So, X is not equal to 3, okay? So, this is your symbol, X is not equal to 3. Next, X is less than 5, this is your symbol, X is less than 5. If we're going to negate that one, we have X is not. Okay? Merong word na not uli, less than 5, and this is your symbol, X is not less than 5. Or you can have X is greater than or equal to 5. Pero mas magdadali yung magdagdag lang po tayo ng word not. Okay? Now, next you have your D, F, statement A, then statement B. So this is your F then statement. Means that when the hypothesis A is true, then the conclusion B must also be true. So this is your F and then statement. Dapat yung statement A natin saka statement B natin, pareho silang true. Okay? So if the hypothesis is false, then the F then sentence makes no claim about the truth or falsity of the conclusion. The conclusion may be either true or false. So we have your example. If you clean your room, then I will buy you ice cream cone. So if you're going to look on our hypothesis, true siya, di ba? Okay? And the short conclusion, true din po siya. Okay? So sabi dito, pag naglinis ka ng kwarto mo, bibilhan kita ng ice cream. So pareho silang true, no? Hindi naman pwedeng sabihin, pag naglinis ka ng kwarto mo, hindi kita bibilhan ng ice cream cone, which is false. Hindi rin pwedeng sabihin na if you did not clean your room, pag hindi ka naglinis, bibilhan kita ng ice cream cone. Parang mali din po siya. So, dapat silang dalawa ay true statement. Okay? Next, example number 2. If you study your lessons very well, then you will have a chance passing your exam. So, this is your, what do you call that one? The hypothesis and the conclusion. Okay? So, tama yung hypothesis natin na pag ikaw ay nag-aral ng mabuti, okay, and our conclusion, may chance kang papasa ka doon sa exam mo. So that is your F then statement. Next, you have your D, the counter example statement. A counter example to the statement, if A then B is an example in which A is true and B is false. Okay? So doon sa counter example po natin, ang gagawin lang po doon sa original statement natin, pag ginawa natin counter example yon, gagawin natin yung statement B na false. Okay? The only way for the statement, if you clean your room, then I will buy you an ice cream cone to be false is if the child cleaned the room and the parent did not buy the ice cream cone. So yun po yung counter example. Dahil pag titignan po natin siya, yung statement A po natin, true siya, no? Dahil naglinis siya ng kwarto. Pero yung statement B po natin, hindi po siya binilhan ng ice cream cone, which is false. So this is now the example of a counter-example statement. Next example sentence, if the child did not clean the room, but the parents still bought the ice cream cone, we would say that the statement was true. Okay? Statement was true for for statement B is true, okay? But for statement A is false. Dahil doon sa statement A po natin, hindi po siya naglinis ng kwarto. Pero binilan pa rin siya ng ice cream cone. So yun po yung this is not an example of a counter example. Dahil yung statement B po natin is true. And your statement statement A is false. Okay? Pag counter example siya, dapat statement A is true, statement B is false. Next, we have the contrapositive statement. The contrapositive form of if A, then B. The F and then statement. Gagawin po natin ngayon, gagawin po natin siya na contrapositive statement. If negation of B, then negation of A. Or if B is false, then A is false. Okay? The statement statement A, then statement B, and its contrapositive form, if not B, then not A are equivalent. So, ano pong ibig sabihin nun? This is your original statement, the F and then statement. If statement A, then statement B. Doon sa contrapositive naman, pag titignan po ninyo, ang gagawin po natin, negation, no? I-negate po natin. So, paano yung procedure po natin kanina? Pag nag-negate, magdadaglag po tayo ng word na not, di ba? At the same time, nag-negate ka, inuna mo yung statement B ngayon. Sumunod yung negation ng statement A. So, pag contrapositive siya, mangyari po doon, i-negate mo yung statement A at saka statement B, at the same time, pagbabalik na rin mo siya. Mauna yung conclusion, susunod yung hypothesis. Okay? So, paano po siya gagawin? Ito po. Our original condition statement was, if Jennifer is alive, then Jennifer eats food. Okay? To create the logical contrapositive statement, we negate the hypothesis and the conclusion, and then we also switch them. So, i-negate natin yung statement A, statement B, yung hypothesis sa conclusion, pagkatapos, babalik na rin po natin siya. Okay? So, this is now your contrapositive statement. If Jennifer does not eat food, ito na yung negation. Does not, no? Eat food, yan yung statement B nyo kanina. Nandito na sa unahan. Then, Jennifer is not alive. So, the word not, negation, yung alive, that is your statement A, nasa conclusion na siya ngayon. Okay? If Jennifer does not eat food, then Jennifer is not alive. So, this is now the example of a contrapositive statement. Next, you have your D, converse statement. The converse statement of if statement A, then statement B is if statement B, then statement A. The statement if A, then B statement and its converse form if statement B, then statement A are not equivalent. So pag titingnan po doon sa converse statement, ang gagawin lang po natin, ito yung original statement po natin, pagbabalik na rin po lang natin, isi-switch po natin. Walang negation, ang gagawin lang, switching siya. Mauna yung statement B, susunod yung statement A. Okay? So this is your original statement. If Jennifer is alive, then Jennifer eats food. Switching the hypothesis for the conclusion provides the converse statement. Okay? So ito na yung converse statement natin. If Jennifer eats food, then Jennifer is alive. So, nauna yung conclusion natin ngayon, no? Sumunod yung hypothesis natin. Parang pinagbalik talag natin yung statement A na punta sa dulo, yung statement B nasa unahan. That is your converse statement. Next, you have your D, last statement. The inverse statement. Sabi dito, a logical inverse statement negates both the hypothesis and the conclusion. Again, our original conditional statement was, if Jennifer is alive, then Jennifer eats food. Okay? By carefully making the hypothesis negative and then negating the conclusion, we create the inverse statement. Okay? So, gagawin lang natin doon sa inverse statement, i-negate natin yung statement A at statement B. Walang, walang gagawin na switching. So, this is your inverse statement. If Jennifer is not alive, yung A pa rin siya, no? Then, Jennifer does not eat food. Okay? So, this is your conclusion. Negate lang po natin siya. Okay? To sum it up, so this is your original statement. If Jennifer is alive, then Jennifer eats food. Yung converse statement niya, ang gagawin is switching. If Jennifer eats food, then Jennifer is alive. Next, we have your D, inverse statement. Ang gagawin natin sa inverse, i-negate natin, walang switching. If Jennifer is not alive, then Jennifer does not eat food. And for the last one, we have the contrapositive statement. It is a combination of the converse and inverse statement. Gagawin po natin, i-negate po natin yung dalawa, and then at the same time, switch po natin. So this is now your contrapositive statement. If Jennifer does not eat food, then Jennifer is not alive.